Hi, Empress Justice here, and welcome to a very special Aquarius Rahu and Leo Ketu reading for Aries. This is for Ashwini, Bharani, and Kritika. Okay, now this is going to be a reading for the next 18 months for you. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Aries. I'll get distracted easy. This is going to be an 18-month reading for the 29th of May, which was a couple of days ago, to the 26th of November 2026. So it's 2025 to 2026. And as with all nodal axes, it's going to be a 18-month deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time with your readings. It's not going to be the usual shotgun notes. I can see this and then I'm going to dip. Okay, this is going to be a more leisurely reading. Okay, I promise you won't be bored. So buckle in, and given the cards that you've got today, oh, I think you're gonna like this. Okay, so let's see what we can get for you. So first I'm going to read your tarot cards, and then I'm going to read your oracle cards. So we've got the Nine of Cups, which is happiness. And we've got the Nine of Cups again from the Pause Tarot. And we have got Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, sorry. And we have the Two of Cups. What is going on, Aries? So what's happening here? Okay, let's have a look at these cards. For some of you Arians, it feels like the next 18 months are finally going to start looking up for you. But you're not going to be hard and fast about everything just because things seem to be on the up and up, just because things seem to be improving. It doesn't mean that you're taking this for granted, okay? Like, there are a lot of Arians out there that are not taking this for granted at all. But it feels like you've reached a certain level of satisfaction that might have eluded you before. This has been happening to Aries quite a bit. Aries have been like in a really vulnerable position over the last few months. You've been in a really vulnerable position where things appear to be getting better for you, and you're finally getting some of the stuff that you wanted, but it wasn't in the way that you foresaw. So it's like kind of having to deal with the fact that, you know, I could have had this the entire time if I'd have just handled things differently. But what you have to understand, Aries, is that this is something that we all go through. We all go through feeling like if I'd have just handled things differently, it would have been okay. You know, you're not alone. But yeah, you're finally getting what you want. You're finally like, you know, finally after all this time. And for some of you, your relationships that you wanted to improve, they're improving as well. So there's that. So you're getting all of these wonderful things coming in, but again, you're not taking them for granted at the moment. You're kind of just feeling things out, you know, probably waiting for, oh, sorry, Aries, probably waiting for the other shoe to drop, but you know, it's life. It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing, but things for the next 18 months look pretty good on your end. Okay. Now, when it comes to your oracle cards, we've got 45, the ladder from the Between the Worlds oracle deck. From the African Goddess Rising deck, we have Mboya Nahanda, radical rebirth. Yeah, we're starting over new. And with 4 plus 5 together, we come to the number 9. And what the number 9 essentially is the chance to use your powerful duality as a way to do good in the world. But it's also a number of manifestation, and it's also a number of release, the number 9 is. So the radical rebirth and the number 9, they kind of come together in a way to let you know that now is the time to release as much of the old from your life as possible. Now is the time, because you've got new blessings and a new cycle coming in. Okay. Now, let's see. Turn this on. Sorry. Okay, Aries. So let's see. Hang on. I have read your oracle cards. Okay. So for your notes, right? first of all, you're going to be the most impacted sign for the next 18 months. Like, technically speaking, from a tarot perspective, you're going to be the most impacted over the next 18 months. But this impact is very likely to be positive. I'm just letting you guys know, okay? Just letting you guys know, all right? So let's see what we've got. So we've got important notes here, which are routine in work, new relationship, many career changes, and restlessness in the job. So what that says to me is that it's very likely that you might have like a side business or something while your main everyday thing keeps chugging along. So I feel like it's the side hustles that start changing, that, you know, you might explore different kinds. Whereas the thing that you're steadily doing, that seems to be growing in success slowly but surely. The next important notes, which are like the really important notes, we've got landing on your feet, taking a risk that pays off, pleasure and satisfaction, achieving, being proud, abundance in creative endeavors, getting what you want romantically. Aries! Oh my goodness, okay. Jeez. All right. For your really, really important notes, this is tier 3, right? We've got satisfying love, getting the one you want in a relationship, getting what you want, and all the pieces coming together. Woo! Lord, listen, this has been on the cards for a while, Aries. I'm not going to hold you. This has been on the cards for a while, okay? And usually you don't have to be told twice to enjoy yourself, but, you know, you feel a little bit like you've had a cheat code. There's a sense of like imposter syndrome there over the next 18 months because everything seems to be falling in place for you. Like, you feel like, okay, this should not be happening. Because like, you feel like this shouldn't be happening to you. Like, it just feels wrong. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's because you're a Martian sign. You know what I mean? Mars, let's be real. Mars are the kings, like Mars dominant signs and any zodiac sign with a Mars lord, right? You are the kings and queens of turning 10 tons of BS into a golden nugget. That's usually where you live. So when you get the 10 tons in golden nuggets, rather when you get the 10 tons in golden nuggets rather than the fertilizer, it's like, what do I do with this? What do I do? But you got to remember, gold is soft and versatile. Gold is soft and versatile. When blessings start pouring in, there is more freedom. Like, listen, don't get it twisted. I understand the value of hard work. I understand the value of pressure making you into something great. I get that. But when you have more blessings in your life, you have more to work with. You know, there's more versatility. There are more options. And that is what you're starting to experience. You've got more options now than you did before. You thought you'd be without option, but that's not the case at all. And I feel like, yes, it can be in your love life for some of you, but I feel like it's in your life in general. It's in what you do. It's in the opportunities that come for your career. There are so many good things opening up for you that, you know, the only thing you need to do is think about how you're going to refashion them for your advantage. That's the only thing you need to think of right now. Right. And speaking of which, your houses highlighted are your 5th and your 11th. So Ketu is in your 5th house, right? Which is the house of not only legacy, but also joy. You know, your talents, the things that the things that you really hold dear, the things that really give you pleasure. And romance is here too. So right now you can afford to focus on romance a little bit. You can do that, you know. In fact, it's better that you do that. It's better that you focus on the family that you're creating, the legacy that you're creating, the talents that you show people, the joy that you get. the internal radiance that you have. It's actually better to focus on these things so that you can live out your destiny, so that you can, you know, maximize your karma and do real good in the world. So that, you know, your path towards finding purpose is going to be in, for the next 18 months, letting yourself enjoy when something is good. That is, yeah. Yeah. That's going to be your story for the next 18 months. And the number 9, very important, like I said before, the number 9 shows up everywhere. 9 of cups, 9 of cups. And also cups as well. That's love, that's relationships, that's soul family. Like all of these beautiful things coming together. And what you're meant to do with them is you're meant to like utilize your blessings to get what you want and then share that joy in a selfless manner, which is what you want to do anyway. You're going to be very obsessed with your 11th house, but your 5th house is the key. Okay. Also, from the oracle cards, when it comes to this right here, what I've written down is ascending towards your true life goals can feel somewhat vulnerable. That's why joy provides a foundation. Because if all else fails, you have that one thing that you love to do. And that's the one thing that you're left with at the end of it all. If anything else goes wrong, it's your joy. That's what's most important. And choice is there to start anew if need be. Reject the sunk cost fallacy. It's very tempting when you let old ways of life go. And we've talked about this before, Aries. We've talked about this in your readings. When you have to let old ways of life go, it's very tempting to sort of think to yourself, I've invested so much time in this thing. Am I doing the right thing in letting it go? You are, but it doesn't stop you from feeling like it might be a mistake because of the sunk cost fallacy. Like you spent so much time and so much energy invested in this one thing or invested in this one person. You know, am I really doing the right thing letting it go? Yes, you are, but it's not going to stop you from feeling that. So accept your feelings, fine. But remember, when the blessings come, don't go around looking for hard work. Accept the blessings, accept what you've wanted this entire time, and find a way to be grateful, you know. Now I've got to get some tarot cards for you, Aries. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, I picked an extra card. I wasn't meant to do that. Actually, hang on. She wants to come out. So first off, what I want to tell you is that I've got a lot of cups for you. That's the first thing. And I've also got a lot of major arcana. So it feels like there are big things happening with regards to your relationships and the people that you're really passionate about. So let's go down the list. First off is the King of Cups. You've made a decision. You've been making moves that are mature, that are well thought out, that are well executed. But now you're feeling kind of vulnerable, right? You're feeling kind of vulnerable and you're wondering to yourself, what's next around the corner, right? This is the thing. Your happiness comes off the back of earth-shattering revelations. Yeah. And some of you might have had secret enemies exposed. Some of you might have had secret enemies exposed, and some of you might have questions. It doesn't mean anything bad's going to happen to you, but it does mean that You know, for some of you, the blinders have been ripped clean off and you're like, what the flip? Like, why didn't I know any of this before? You know, because this is the thing about Martian signs. You're inwardly passive. You know, like, look, beyond your crazy behavior, right? You like to be fair to people. You like to be, you know, you like to consider people fairly. Like, you're the type of sign that doesn't really take sides like that. You're more likely to like consider the situation and think, okay, what's objectively going on here? You like to be as objective as possible. So hearing how all of this is unfolded has really knocked you for six because you were trying to be fair. You were trying to be logical. But as fire signs, the more you learn that logic is not your strong point, the better off you're going to be. Okay. And I say that, I say this as a person with hella fire in her chart. Every time I try to be logical, it does not work. It just doesn't work. Right? So this and finding out your true enemies comes as a result of you, of spirit giving you a kick up the backside and being like, okay, you thought you were being reasonable. Really, you were just being a patsy. But it's not all bad. And why is it not all bad? Because now you're on the path of a new cycle with more honest, more, you know, more people with more integrity, you know, people with actual integrity and morality and balance. You know, people who are not just thinking of themselves playing the long game or some crap. Like you're actually, you know, around people whose words actually mean something. And you know, it's about time, honestly. And being surrounded by that, you might not be prepared for everything coming up ahead, but you feel like you can handle it. And that's probably wise, right? When it comes to temperance right here, things in your life will settle down, like after that initial shock. Things in your life will start to settle down. The people you love most in life, sorry, I'm distracted by a fly. Sorry, Aries. The people the people you value most will kind of surround themselves with you. Like things will even out, things will stabilize. I'm not going to say it's going to be like heaven on earth or anything like that, but it's actually going to be, you know, things really are going to work out for the best, Aries. I'm not going to lie to you. Like it will. You know, it feels like stability will come, you know. I'm sorry, Aries. I'm so sorry. It feels like stability will come. And it feels like it will, you know, it's about time. I'm just going to say that. It feels like it will stabilize and it feels like it will get better for you. Yeah. And that's where your passions are reawakened. That's where you really come back into focus here. Like this is you coming back into focus now. And it feels like you have a renewed sense of life now because the people that you're around are changing. So it kind of feels like you have more energy now than you used to, which is great. And understandably, you're going to feel more optimistic and you're going to make plans for the future. You're going to make plans for your success. And ordinarily, I'd say don't be naive, but this is not naivety. When you prepare for plan A as well as plan B, you're preparing yourself to succeed. So there's that. And then at the end of this is the Queen of Cups. I feel like this could be you or this could be a partner about to enter your life. Because even though you're maturing emotionally, there's going to be someone that comes along and shows you how to take it that step further. You know? So I feel like you are going to be, emotionally, you're going to be in a really good place. Are there any other, yeah. There's nothing else for the time being, yeah. Nothing else that matches. I love matchy stuff. But yes, I feel like you're going to really have a good 18 months. It's going to be quite good for you. I'm not, yeah, it's going to be very good for you, Aries. So congratulations. And all I can say is enjoy, you know. This is an 18-month stretch, mind you. Things can change from day to day and week to week, but the overall picture is, yeah, things are on the up and up. You know what I mean? So enjoy that. And yes, I have been Empress Justice, and that was for Aries, that was for Ashwini, Barony, and Kritika. Go ahead and share some of your good luck with me. I'd really appreciate it. You know, I'd really appreciate it. So I've been Empress Justice, and peace and blessings. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and blessings. Mwah. Bye, darlings.